Dodick and Lisa and Dale Hoffmeister. Please stand and put your We appreciate these people more than you know. At this time, we will get started with our Hall of Fame presentation. I'm going to ask Ann Block to come up, and she will be introducing former Hall of Fame people that are here today, and we do thank you for attending.
First of all, if we do forget somebody, please just let me know, okay? We're going to introduce them by classes. From the class of 1999, Lindy Burton. From the class of 2003, Harold Sullins. From the class of 2005, James DeGraff and Sandra Nyland. From the class of 2008, Kim Koff. From the class of 2009, Ken Kosick. From the class of 2011, Margaret Libby Fletcher. From the class of 2015, Joyce Allen. From the class of 2016, Mary DeBoer, Mark Martin, and Angela Wilt. From the class of 2017, Shirley Bowman. From the class of 2018, Martha Marty Boren. From the class of 2019, Cheryl Sicklecross. From the class of 2020, Jeffrey Ostring, Jan Matson.
Oh, Jan left.
Jan left. Okay. From the class of 2021, James Bogergen. From the class of 2022, Kenneth Wyatt. From the class of 2023, Tori Taylor. From the class of 2024, John Ruggiero III. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce for the very first time the class of 2025, Brandy Reaney Johnson. And Andrew Snabel. There are 6 more inductees in our Halls of Fame. They started in 1975 and 1996 respectively. So there were some people that did all of their accomplishments before those halls were formed. We are very lucky in this state to have a bowling historian who also works on the national level. His name is Eric Hartman. He hails from Niles, Michigan. And this year we are honoring into the Superior Performance category as pioneers, Betty Chapman, Zetta Baker, Gertrude Schuster, Harry Gerlowski, Harold Shackett, and Harold Reppenhagen. For most of you, just so you know, their accomplishments were done before most of you were even on this earth. But we have to honor our roots and work in the present so we can be here for the future. All right. At this time, it is with great pleasure that I introduce Linda Ramey to induct her daughter, Brandy Ramey Johnson.
Well, I'm going to make it short and sweet because there is somebody besides me. But I'm going to tell you some of the early days of Brandy. Something funny just to start that I can almost say she was born in a bowling alley. She was born 1 week after I had quit bowling. From the time of 3, she's been bowling. At 4, she decided, how do I make the ball go faster? It's going too slow. She ran to the line and threw her ball, scaring half the people that were watching. She'd fall flat on her face, but she didn't. She started her youth out at Wonderland Lanes, owned by Kemp Teixeira, with Josie's here. Did that was her home house for many years. From there, she went on bowling other things with Wayne Bowl, SYC. Her first years were with bowling at Wonderland all the time. Ronnie Sparks was one of the ones that, forgive me, I was going to do this. Ronnie Sparks was one of the ones that was there. We'd go bowling on our league, and her and Ronnie would come back and say, we're done. 12 games later. So we had to pay for all that at the same time. But, that's what you do for your kids. Travel league with SYC, MJMA, on to Junior Gold. And those are all accomplishments along the years. We knew she was going to do something great. This was definitely it. It's all yours, Lou.
First of all, I want to tell you that I've been to a lot of award ceremonies. This might be the biggest representation I've seen for a recipient, and all her family, friends, and fellow SSO directors are here in attendance to support Brandy. Thank you all for coming. And I want to thank Ken Wyatt especially for lending me his glasses. Brandy was first brought to my attention by the late, great David Silverman. That was Ronnie Sparks, too. His first words to me that Brandy was the youngest girl at that point to throw a perfect game in Michigan. Since that time, I've been able to watch her grow and perfect her game to a point where she is now being inducted into the Michigan State USBC Hall of Fame. I don't have to mention all of Brandy's accolades, but I'll point out a few notable ones. She is a staff member of both Storm Bowling Products and Turbo 2-in-1 Grips. 5 years Metro Detroit Women's All-City Team, 2017 Michigan Queens Champion, the 2019, 20, and 23 Jackson Queens Tournament Champion. 2021 Michigan State Women's Tournament Scratch All Events Champion. 2023 the Michigan State Women's Tournament Scratch Singles Champion. And in 2024 she was the Michigan State Women's Tournament member of the Scratch and Handicap Championship teams. Aside from all her achievements, Brandy has been able to raise her beautiful and talented daughter, Sophie, soon to be a formidable bowler, and by the way, a pretty good softball player too. She's been a devoted wife to my good friend, the great Gerald Johnson, who needs no introduction. She is also an SSO director, who is invaluable to us making the SSO a success. On a personal note, Brandy is my friend, and along with hers and Gerald's families, it's been an honor to be associated with them. Now, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce to you the newest member of the Michigan State Hall of Fame, Mrs. Brandy Johnson.
Brandy, when I first joined the Youth State Board, you were immediately pointed out to me by Sharon Shildroth about how proud she was of you and your accomplishments. For those of you that don't know, for a long time, Brandy held the national record for the youngest bowler to shoot a 300 in net. She did that when she was 12 years old. So it's a great pleasure to induct you into our Hall of Fame.
Okay, right now we're going to give special privilege to the Detroit USBC, the Metro Detroit USBC, and Katie, I'm going to massacre your name, I'm sorry, Pavelli.
On behalf of Metro Detroit USBC, we are so honored to be able to celebrate Brandy's induction into the Michigan State USBC Hall of Fame. I could go over all of Brandy's bowling accolades, but Lou did a fabulous job. What I will tell you though is Brandy is superior on the lanes and off. She's a fantastic person, highest privilege, not only getting to see her on the lanes, but off of them as a friend, a very close friend. And we are so proud of you and so happy for you. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is such a privilege to stand before you today as an inductee into the 2025 Michigan State USBC Hall of Fame. I am honored, thankful, and humbled. I'd also like to congratulate fellow inductee Andy Schneebelt and the other state title champions being awarded today. This moment is beyond anything I've ever dreamed of. I'd like to personally thank Michigan State USBC for the recognition and the personal announcement presentation that was given by Mary DeBoer during the competition of the Women's State Tournament. Happy tears sure did flow that day. I am so proud to be a part of the Michigan Bowling Association and of course, the bowling capital of the world, our amazing local association, Metro Detroit. Over the years, I've been blessed to meet some of the most incredible people, many of them here with me today. Teammates, competitors, friends, and mentors, many of whom feel more like family now. The friendships I've built through this are the kind that last a lifetime, and that is one of the things I cherish the most about this sport. Bowling has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember, and Sophia, I think you can agree it's also been a part of your life for as long as you can remember. I believe you got your first USBC membership card when you were 2 years old. I can't wait to see where else this bowling life takes us as a family. Looking back, there are a few moments that really stand out that I'd like to touch base on. Winning the Michigan State Queens. That was one of the proudest achievements of my career. I started out the first round of qualifying with 300 at 290, but I did not shoot 800. After the additional qualifying blocks, I held my first place position going into match play the next day. At the time, Gerald and I were still getting to know each other, but I was so excited that I called him on my drive home from Holly Lanes to tell him about the day. He was so excited for me and told me that he had also won an SSO event the same day. He asked if he could drive me back out to Holly for Sunday match play, and I of course said yes. I ended up going wire to wire, won the final match to claim the tiara. I happily called my mom and cried with her, and then Gerald and I proceeded to blast Bruno Mars and celebrate on the drive home. The Michigan State Queens Tournament is my favorite tournament every year. It continues to test every ounce of focus, stamina, and heart against the best female bowlers in our state. Another unforgettable milestone was receiving the Star of Tomorrow Scholarship towards the end of my youth career. The recognition gave me confidence as a young adult, but also as a young mom. It told me that others saw potential in me, and that belief fueled me to work harder, to dream bigger, and to give back whenever I could. I carry that honor with me to this day, and I hope I have lived up to the promise I represented. But today is not just about the titles, although we needed all of those to get here today. It's about the ones who have been here along the way. To my mom, thank you for everything. You have been my biggest fan, my guiding light, and my steady foundation. Always remember, I have to hold this closer, I'm sorry, our countless weekend trips, your van filled with teenagers who just wanted to bowl and compete, our early Sunday morning travel league days, and our many visits to different coaches and pro shops across Metro Detroit. Whether I was celebrating a win or coping with a loss, your love and support were always there. You were always there. You believed in me from the beginning, and your strength and example have shaped the person and mother I am today. To my husband, thank you for being my teammate in life. You've always been there, cheering me on, and holding me together when I need you the most. You support me and push me to do my best and be my best every single day. I don't think you could ever imagine how much you've truly impacted my life since the day we met. I am a better person because of you. To my daughter, I can promise you that I will always be your biggest fan. I can't wait to see where this sport takes you. I hope you're able to learn some of the life lessons through the sport that I have, including dedication, determination, patience, resilience, and sportsmanship. I can promise you that the friendships you make will have a lifelong lasting effect. I also promise to never tell you that you're cooked. When you're bowling in a championship match, like that time you said to me when I was bowling against AJ Rice. So instead, real quick, I would just like to share some of the spotlight with you and present you with your City Banquet Award today for the second year in a row, Metro Detroit Girls High Average for your respective age division. To my friends and of course my bonus family, thank you for the countless texts, the hugs, the laughs, and the memories over the years and for all the years to come. Thank you for being here in this moment with me. And to my dad in heaven, I hope you're looking down and smiling on me today. I hope you're proud of your girl. You should be here. Years ago, a few special people told me that good things happen to good people, and it's about who you've shown yourself to be along the way. As I reflect on this journey, I realize that bowling has never just been a game to me. It's been a lifelong love. It's challenged me, rewarded me, and taught me more than I could ever put into words. And today it brings me full circle in a way that's deeply meaningful. Don't ever stop doing what you love. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for seeing me, for supporting me, and for letting me be part of something so special. This will forever be one of the proudest moments of my life. I can't wait to break more records and chase more titles.
For me too, because I used to know her as Linda's kid. Okay. Also in superior performance, although this man is lots more stuff than just a bowler. He is a promoter, a member of the media, a coach, and now a Hall of Famer. To induct Andy Schneebelt, we will have Dick Laughlin from Jackson.
Lou, you do have glasses, right? Michigan State Hall of Fame members and newest members, congratulations. Michigan State Board and delegates and guests. It's a pleasure and my honor to introduce you to Andy Schneebelt, 2025 Michigan State Hall of Fame inductee. Andy is from the Jackson area. He's lived in Jackson all his life. In the book, you'll see he actually started out going to airport lanes to visit Detroit and take a picture. Mark the word Fidrich, try to get his autograph. And that was sort of the start of his bowling career. Andy's bowled for 46 years. As youth bowl, he started at 8. He's continued to bowl in the Michigan area at Michigan State University, where he was a member of a club team that was in the top 10 3 years in a row. From there, he came back to Jackson. He's bowled a Jack 60 in multiple leagues. He's been a top 5 sport average in 2014 of 213, 2004 and 5 of 222, and these are in sport averages. His highest individual league average is 247. He has 32 800 series, 42 300 games. 2 or 3 of those were recognized in Michigan State USBC at the time as a youth bowler. He has 6 Michigan State bowling titles, and I'm sure, hopefully in the future, more. Because although he hasn't bowled a lot here recently, he's going to continue bowling. In Greater Jackson, he has 4 master titles, 2 Avro Steel tournament titles, 2 city match play tournament titles, 3 all-star team titles, multiple city doubles, singles, and other tournament titles, not to mention runner-ups. Outside of bowling, as was mentioned, he's a bronze, silver level coach. He's coached many people that have went on to bowl collegiately. He's even helped some pros recently in the last couple of years to improve their game. He also, as mentioned, was part of a proprietor television show to talk and promote bowling in the Greater Jackson area. It was greatly appreciated. Some of you may have remembered Mel Wolf. He was with Mel on that telecast. He's also accomplished lane dressing person. He went to Kegel and was one of the few people to complete 3 master's classes on the Kegel machine and lane dressings. At this time, I'd like to proudly welcome and introduce your 2025 Michigan State Hall of Fame inductee, Andy Schneebelt.
All right, that hit me harder than I thought it would. Sorry, I need my glasses too. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Standing here today, inducted into the Michigan State USB Hall of Fame, I am truly humbled. I want to thank the committee for this incredible honor. I also want to congratulate all of our state champions. It is a wonderful feeling to win. Congratulations to Randy Johnson. We'll win this class forever together. Preparing this speech, I was very nervous. If you can't tell, I still am. For a couple of reasons. One, you're going to find out I'm not going to be in the Hall of Fame for speech giving or speech writing. Also, if I was up here for 2 hours giving a lane play seminar or a clinic, talking about two-handed bowling into 3 different styles, we could talk for a really long time. Talking about myself, on the other hand, is not something I've been real comfortable doing. What I quickly realized when I was preparing the speech was it really wasn't all about the accomplishments. It wasn't all about the competition. It was about the lifelong friendships from all over the country, unforgettable memories, the lessons learned along the way, the learning opportunities I've had, and there are so many people to thank. I couldn't possibly stand here and thank them all. But there are some that I really do need to thank. All right. I have to thank some people that have been the biggest influences in my learning of the game that I love. First and foremost, many of you probably know Dan Ottman. It started with MGMA and just being exposed to top competition in Michigan and the surrounding states. Then we started bowling in the All-Star League of Thunderbowl. I was bowling regionals that he was running. And it turned into a nice friendship. And then something that a lot of people don't know, he didn't like finalizing contracts in person. Or I'm sorry, he finalized them in person. He wouldn't do them over fax, he wouldn't do them over mail, he wouldn't do them over the phone. So when he had to go to Indiana or somewhere in that general area, he would stop by, grab a little Caesar's pizza, a pop, and he would hang out, eat the whole thing. I know that's not a surprise. And we would have a very nice conversation. And it happened numerous times. It became a nice habit. I learned so much from him about the game, professionalism, and about how to give back. I really do miss those talks. The next person I have to mention and thank very, very much is HoF. He influenced me directly and indirectly more than anyone can possibly imagine. He was a friend, a mentor, a competitor, and my biggest supporter. We did a radio show together. I wasn't supposed to be a host or a co-host, but the proprietor of the center never showed up, so I became the permanent substitute co-host. That went on for nearly 11 years. Remember, I said no, but I did it anyways. Then came this great idea on JTV that we were going to do a TV show, and we were going to talk about all the new technology and what was going on in bowling, and I said no many times. I said no again, and somehow I still ended up doing that. That was Mel. He was great at motivating people to do things that would make bowling better. He brought the PBA Senior Tour to Jackson, which is now the PBA 50. He was in my home center for 19 years. It was the single best learning classroom you could possibly imagine. I took time to go out in the truck, pick the guys' brains. As soon as the PBA Tour guys had a chance, I would pick their brains. I'm sure they said this kid's over here bugging me again, but I was literally just trying to learn what I could learn. I would hang around afterwards and talk to the pro bowlers, listen to their stories. I would even take the lane guys out to dinner and pick their brains. I can remember one time in particular, some of you may know Steve Cross, he was the lane man at the time. I took him out to dinner, and after sitting there and buying him lasagna, 2, 3, 4 Miller Lights, that was his drink of choice. By the way, if you want to get a PBA player or anybody out there to talk, find out what they like to drink. Larry Lickstein likes Zambuca. You're going to find out a lot about the game of bowling. So 2 hours and 15 minutes later, things had passed, and I looked at him and said, I don't really know that this meal covers all this time. And he said he really didn't mind. Most of these guys don't want to know this stuff. I didn't know what that meant at the time because I thought I was just picking people's brain to get better at the game, which I did. But what it also did was lay the foundation for me to become the coach that I am today and get back to this wonderful game that I love so much. Many times, people ask me why I'm not bowling tournaments. For those that know me, I'm out coaching most of the time nowadays. I still like the ball. I still like to compete. It's just bowling tight pulls me in a couple different directions. I also need to thank Airport Lanes, now Jack 60, everyone that was a manager, everyone that was a proprietor in my younger days, especially Sue Hines and Debbie Lowe. They made sure I had the opportunity to practice and practice and practice as much as I wanted to get better. Shouldn't have looked at Mom. I also need to thank my mom, Celia Schneebelt. Sorry. She took a job at Airport Lanes. She ran the youth program for many years. She ran the recaps. And what that basically meant was, I got to live at the bowling alley on Saturday. She had the 9 o'clock league, 60 lanes full. She had the 11:30 league, 60 lanes full. 2 o'clock league, 30, 40 lanes full. I got to bowl all three. I was pretty happy for a kid. When I got to the point that I was able to drive, I would bowl the 9 o'clock league, drive over to Bowlerama so I could bowl someplace else at noon and still come back over and bowl the 2 o'clock league. When we were down to one car, I would drop her off at work, go to school, come back after school to pick her up, and she'd say, oh, I got an hour worth of work to get done. No problem, guess what I did? I went and practiced. So airport lanes, my mom working there certainly gave me the opportunity to do the practice that not everybody gets a chance to do. I also need to thank my sister, Remy Schnell. She worked with me in the pro shop for 17 years. She's the reason I could get away on a Friday and Saturday and go bowl a regional, or get away on a Saturday and Sunday and go bowl tournaments. If she wasn't there, able to do all the fitting, drilling, everything she was able to do, there's no way I would have these accomplishments or these wins that got me to this point. She also knew my game better than anybody. People would ask, who do you see if your game's broke, whatever? Really simple. I brought Remy out for 10 minutes and said, what's off? She'd tell me, I'd fix it, things were good. She was an outstanding coach and knew my game very, very well. I also need to thank my wife for being one of my biggest supporters. Sometimes that meant that I was gone bowling when she was home with the kids, but it also came with some funny stories. I would take her to Thursday or Tuesday night to the All-Star League to bowl in Detroit. Bowled okay. The following week, she didn't go. I'd come home, shot 300. I'd go bowl the Elro, qualify good, everything was fine, bowl a match play. She'd watch me a day. We'd have a babysitter home for the kids. Next day, she didn't come. I won the tournament, shot 300. This went on for a while. I went to state tournaments one year. She came with us. Down in Monroe, it was great. The following year, I go bowl states, shot 300. She didn't go. So finally, the Masters out at Summit Lanes doesn't exist anymore. I caught that pair. I'm leading the tournament, caught that pair, dropped the third. Well, she's there watching step ladders, and I managed to somehow shoot 820-something through the ladder. But more importantly, I was bowling Frank Heatherman in the finals, and anyone knows Frank knows he was one of the best bowlers from my town, period. The man could flat out bowl. So when I had the front two coming off of practice, I knew I had that look. More importantly, I knew I couldn't miss against him, but my wife was in the audience. I thought right then and there, I'm shooting 300. I shot 300 at the finals, went to my wife and told her, you can no longer say you didn't see me shoot 300. You saw 300, 800, and a title. So that was kind of fun, because I'd had several 300s at that point. She hadn't seen one yet. I also want to thank all of my teammates through the years. The camaraderie and friendship are far more valuable than titles, but boy, the titles are fun too. This award reflects not just what I've done, but what so many people have poured into me along the way. I am so proud and honored by what this means. Thank you so much.
The Michigan State Hall of Fame has two distinct classifications. One is for superior performance, and you saw two people go in today for superior performance, and 6 other people go in for superior performance. The other one is meritorious service. Superior performance is our athletes and how they excel at the game within the boundaries of the state of Michigan. It is important that you have a title in the state, an actual title in the state to get into the Hall of Fame here. Also, meritorious service are the people that you see that are at the tournament first, they leave the tournament last, they toil in between. We had none of those this year, and didn't have any last year, but they do all of their work for the state of Michigan bowling. If you have someone that fits either one of those categories, please don't hesitate to nominate them. Our work on the Hall of Fame committee is hard. Sometimes it's easy. But we do look for service and performance within the state of Michigan. So we have many, you've seen the people, well, they're not up right now, but you saw the people that have gone into our Hall of Fame, and we're very proud of them. And lots of them go into the National Hall of Fame. So that's something to look forward to for some. Just 2 years ago, we had Brian Wallachek go into the Hall of Fame, and his speech for the Nationals was just as funny as his speech here. He did pick on his kids in person at the national event. And then we have legends in there, like Marion Ledwig. So we have some very prestigious people in that hall. And now we have 2 more. Congratulations, Andy and Brandy.
Thank you, Ann. We are going to now present our awards for the Michigan State USBC, starting with the Women's Championship Tournament. Karen Hagan. Presenting would be Lori and Kevin Benorwick.
Welcome, and congratulations to our 2 newest Hall of Famers. Trust me, those 2 were very easy yeses for the tournament, or for the Hall of Fame committee. In our women's championships this year, we held it in split associations. We had Charlotte and Lansing, first time we've ever done that with the adults, and it went very well. We had a great turnout there. The associations were fabulous. And crowning our champions, our Division I team, and they are all here today. The Big Ball Theory out of East Jordan, Amy Smith, Lisa Loper, Karen Thomas, and Nikki Palmrose. Obviously, we lost someone along the way. Hopefully she's not swimming on I-75.